Committee, colleague Governor Jonathan B. Cherilim, and all protocols observed. Good afternoon, everyone. Mine is just to say karibu sana, Professor, to our region. I came all the way from that part of South Trip to join my colleague Cherilim, because he was hosting this event, and you being our guest, to join hands together in welcoming you, and also to sit and enjoy this event. Secondly, Your Excellency, because I'll be very brief, I would want to apologize, first of all, to the team of the Kenya Music Festival and Kenya Drama. 2022, Your Excellency, before I left my good job at the University of Embu, having been nominated to run on an on a UDA ticket, Your Excellency, I was already one of those that has been appointed to adjudicate the Kenya Music Festival which was happening in Mombasa. And I forgot that I was supposed to be there. And the bench there sat with my chair scripted and waiting for me to go for adjudication. Therefore, I wish to apologize to Ndemoli, to the national team, who appointed me to be there, but I never turn up. I promise next year that if you appoint me, I'll be there on time for the adjudication, and that is my commitment this session. Thirdly, I want to also indicate that this fraternity of the Kenya Music Festival, Drama and Arts, has been the soul of our nation. Out of the great performance that we do here, out of the scripts that we do here, we will be able to communicate a one united Kenya. We saw the performance here, performance on share, performance on togetherness, and if we as a nation take this very seriously and committedly, which I thank Excellency the President and yourself for the investment you have put, we will be able to realize one undivided Kenya. Because out of the mosaic of our cultures, what we bring on the stage here, we'll be able to speak to one Kenya, we'll be able to speak to one unity, and we'll be able to speak to the future of our nation. It is out of this that I appreciate the script, the trainers, the script writers, and everybody that has made it possible to have this occasion, and to also appreciate you sincerely, Your Excellency. This is the 98th event, and I've been in this field myself. This is my home, I belong here. No high-ranking government official, and Chairman Patrick, you will agree with me, that no high-ranking official has ever attended this event. Professor Kiture, our Deputy President, becomes the highest-ranking official to have graced this 498th edition, and I personally want to really appreciate you on behalf of all these people. Fourthly, I'm sorry, my colleague, I'm taking one more minute. Looking into where we are today, even with these events, I want to encourage us that as we script, in the words of Plato, he had argued out that it is not only vulgar and bad art that can sell. It is possible to have good art that extol good morals and teach the young of a good society that can even sell more than the vulgar. Because the vulgar may not excel for a long time. Its duration and the excitement is very short. But when we script work of arts that are timeless in time, it will always speak to generation and it can sell. I'm saying this to encourage my fellow script writers that apart from looking into art as a way of demonizing government, demonizing leadership, it is possible to use art to espouse the good ideals of our community. When a group comes and performs share, it enlightens our people. There's talk about affordable housing, it becomes a tool of communicating what is there within government. But if we use our script and the pen just to demonize government, just to portray leadership as bad, we will be building a rebellious society. I know there is a license of art that is given to us in the poetic world, but it is at the same time that it is possible to use the same license in a more creative, more constructive way to build responsive youth and community and to bring Kenya together. Fifthly, it is also possible, and it's my encouragement to the script writers, that as we look into our scripting, as we look into preserving the traditional form of our art, it is also possible in the same space and breadth to be able to have and to put together and look into the trends in postmodernism culture and the pop culture that is emerging, so that we are able to script work of art that is able to combine both the traditional and the rising pop culture to be able to encourage our Gen Zs to perform in this festival and make our art more attractive. It is possible, and it's my encouragement that we move that direction. Lastly, Your Excellency, I learned the other day during the campaigns of the by-elections that you are a very good artist yourself, and I would say this, even as I conclude. When you created the word fire, see fire, in literature, Your Excellency, it is actually called a posing of rhetoric to create effect. Fire, see fire. When you created Wamutende, Your Excellency, literature, it is called repetition to emphasize a point. And repetition is a very good style in art that is used for effect and create musicality. To this extent, Your Excellency, it is possible to have good theater, and I wish to make my point, and having demonstrated over the years my faithfulness in this space, having been a scriptwriter myself, having been a litigator myself, that it is possible to have one beautiful country promoted by the arts, promoted by the music. We can create a mosaic of a nation. And I want to appreciate those who have been in this bench for a very long time. I know Professor Shalili may have taken so much time, but in a very special way, I want to recognize all those that have put their soul in this music. They have labored for years. They are no much like payment or returns, but they have given their soul for the love of music, and they have been able to lit the fire on. I know Professor Nabea is here from Laikipia University and others, and I mentioned Professor Napea because of one thing, Your Excellency. He was my independent examiner when I was doing my PhD at Laikipia University. And as my good teacher, whom we were sitting together at the same bench, I was so glad today to meet him still passionate on matters arts and drama, and the many others that have made this possible. It is possible to have one Kenya. It is possible to get what you want without fighting. You've demonstrated yourself, Your Excellency, that in the last few weeks, there is a way you were able to respond to criticism in a very calm and a subtle manner. When others were shouting, when others were abusing, you approached it with a demeanor never seen before. Calmness, decorum, and you demonstrated statesmanship, that it is possible that you can articulate your point without abusing others. And indeed, Kenyans, out of your demeanor, in a resounding way and in a more firm way, demonstrated that they can easily take information and consume our policy and ideas when we present in a calm way. And I'm happy, away from politics, that you really place us from the academia, being a professor yourself and our senior. You created a movement that us from the academia, it is possible to do our politics in a calm, in a sober, in a mature way, and not being vulgar, and still get victory. Asante sana, and may the Lord bless you.
One more applause to our brother. I know the temptation.